Have you ever wondered how anxiety subtly transforms a person's life? Anxiety, a pervasive specter, silently infiltrates, altering the very fabric of daily existence. Its signs, often subtle and easily overlooked, are yet profound in their impact. These quiet symptoms are the unseen ripples in the pond of human experience, their importance underscored by their frequent invisibility. It is crucial, then, to illuminate these shadows, to better understand and navigate the complex labyrinth of anxiety. Let's dive into the intricate world of anxiety and its quiet symptoms. Perfectionism is often admired, but did you know it can be a sign of anxiety? Now, don't get me wrong, striving for excellence is commendable. But when this pursuit begins to consume you, when the fear of making mistakes or not meeting high standards becomes unbearable, that's when it becomes a problem. That's when it could indicate an underlying issue of anxiety. You see, there's a stark difference between healthy striving and debilitating perfectionism. Healthy striving is motivated by growth and improvement. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, not about avoiding mistakes at all costs. On the other hand, debilitating perfectionism is fueled by fear. It's an endless cycle of high standards, fear of failure, and self-criticism. In essence, it's like wearing a mask of perfectionism to hide your anxiety. But remember, it's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to be human. Do you know someone who seems to worry about everything? It might be easy to dismiss this as just a personality trait, but in reality, it could be a sign of something deeper. Constant worry and overthinking are common signs of anxiety. When the mind is constantly in a state of worry, it's like a hamster wheel that never stops spinning. This isn't about the normal concern we all feel when faced with life's challenges. It's a level of worry that is disproportionate to the situation at hand, and it can feel impossible to switch off. Imagine your mind is like a browser with too many tabs open, each one buzzing with thoughts and concerns. It's exhausting, isn't it? This is what it's like for someone dealing with anxiety. The constant worry can seep into every aspect of their life, making it difficult to concentrate, make decisions, or even enjoy simple pleasures. Moreover, this unrelenting worry can put a strain on relationships. When your mind is always filled with what-ifs, it can be challenging to be fully present with the people you care about. It can lead to misunderstandings, feelings of isolation, and, in some cases, even conflict. But let's remember this. A worried mind is not a criminal mind, it's a mind that needs understanding and care. It's about compassion, empathy, and offering support where we can. Because beneath that worry, there's a person who is trying their best to navigate through the storm of anxiety. Ever notice someone who's always tired but can't explain why? A common, yet often overlooked sign of anxiety is chronic fatigue or feeling constantly overwhelmed. This isn't the kind of tiredness that comes from pulling an all-nighter or running a marathon. No, this is a bone-deep exhaustion that persists even after a full night's sleep. Anxiety is like a parasite feeding off your energy. It keeps your mind in a state of high alert, a constant hum of worry and fear that drains your energy reserves. You're not just dealing with the stresses of your day-to-day life, you're also wrestling with an invisible adversary that never sleeps. It's like trying to swim against a current. No matter how much you rest, you never seem to catch your breath. Now imagine carrying this weight day in, day out. It's like running on a treadmill that never stops. This can leave you feeling overwhelmed, like you're perpetually trying to catch up, but the finish line keeps moving further away, and this is where the invisible exhaustion comes in. It's not a tiredness that a good night's sleep can cure. This is a mental fatigue, a kind of weariness that seeps into every aspect of your life. It's a tiredness that's hard to shake because it goes beyond the physical. Exhaustion is not always physical. Sometimes it's the mind that needs rest. Ever met someone who can't seem to sit still or is always on edge? This feeling of unending restlessness is more than just an itch to move or a surplus of energy. It's a hallmark of anxiety that often goes unnoticed or misunderstood. Imagine your body being a tightly wound spring, always ready to leap into action at the slightest provocation. This is what restlessness feels like for those struggling with anxiety. It's a constant state of being on high alert, a never-ending battle with an invisible enemy. Irritability often comes hand in hand with this restlessness. The constant tension makes it difficult to relax, leading to short tempers and quick reactions. Sometimes a casual comment or a minor inconvenience can trigger an outburst, leaving everyone, including the person with anxiety, puzzled and upset. Being easily startled is another subtle sign of this unending restlessness. A sudden noise, an unexpected touch, or even a phone call can send a wave of panic through the body. It's as if the person is always expecting something to go wrong, even when everything seems to be going right. Anxiety paints the world in a different light, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary, the calm into chaos. It's a world where the mind is always running, the heart is always pounding, and peace seems just out of reach. Restlessness is not always a sign of eagerness, sometimes it's a cry for peace. Understanding anxiety goes beyond recognizing its obvious signs. That's the essence of our discussion today. We've delved into the silent impacts of anxiety, which often go unnoticed. Anxiety is not just about panicking or hyperventilating, it's about the quiet moments, the hidden struggles that many people face every single day. We've looked at the mask of perfectionism, a common facade for those with anxiety. People often portray an image of having it all together, when in reality they're constantly battling the fear of not being good enough. This perfectionism is not born out of a desire to be the best, but out of the fear of being the worst. We also discussed the constant worry that those with anxiety experience. This isn't just about worrying over big life-changing events, it's about the small, seemingly insignificant things that can keep a person up at night, that can make their heart race and their mind spiral into a vortex of what-ifs. We touched on the invisible exhaustion that anxiety brings. It's not just physical tiredness, but an emotional and mental fatigue that can leave a person feeling drained and empty. It's the constant struggle of trying to keep up appearances, of trying to keep the anxiety at bay. And we've seen the unending restlessness that accompanies anxiety. It's a constant feeling of unease, of something being not quite right. It's a discomfort that's hard to put into words, but is nonetheless very real and very debilitating. Understanding these subtle signs of anxiety is crucial. It allows us to better support those who are struggling, to offer them the understanding and empathy they need. It's not about trying to fix them, but about being there for them. About letting them know that they're not alone. Helping someone with anxiety starts with recognizing these signs. Encourage conversation, foster understanding, and empathize with their experiences. Offer support, but remember, it's not about you solving their problems, but about them knowing they have someone they can count on. Remember, recognizing anxiety is the first step towards understanding, empathy, and support. Let's be there for each other.